Welcome back, guys, and today we are jumping into Season 7's full release build for the very first time. Now, this is being recorded on Tuesday, the release date of Season 7, which, like I said before, is Tuesday, the 31st of May, and we're going to jump into the release build of Tennessee for the very first time after playing through it on the public test server, and hopefully we'll be able to give you guys a little bit of insight on how to best get started. So without any further ado, let's go ahead into the load game area. We're going to load into our campaign save, and yes, I am well aware that there are many missing mods, but that's only due to the fact that we were trying to link up with some friends in multiplayer and we had a ridiculous amount of mod conflicts, and so almost all of my mods ended up getting turned off, but that's no worries. Now, if you guys have a next-gen console like an Xbox Series X or a PS5 and you've been playing the previous gen version of SnowRunner, you can actually now upgrade to the next gen version just as a free upgrade. Although I will go ahead and let you know ahead of time that if you do choose to do that upgrade, you won't have as many mods in your mod browser because Xbox Series X and PS5 mods are actually sorted differently in the mod browser because they're different files than the previous gen console mods. So do keep that in mind. Now, let's go ahead and jump into our storage. Let's see what we have in storage. Oh, dude, we got a bunch of stuff in storage, like a legitimate massive amount. So let's go ahead and go over to Tennessee now. And this is going to be our very first trip to the release build of Burning Mill, Tennessee. Now, again, you guys recognize this map from the public test server. This map has been we did a full playthrough of it, actually, on the public test server. And what I really like about the fact that we did that full playthrough is that it really gave me a good baseline for how and where to start once the Season 7 full release build actually came out. So let's go into our storage. Now, obviously, like I said before, we have a ton of trucks in here, like a massive amount of trucks in here. And just right off the bat, let's see if we could throw some all-wheel drive in this thing. Oh, wait a minute. Is all-wheel drive not a thing for this truck? Oh, that's annoying. All right, well, let's do a little bit of exploring around the base level areas of Tennessee. Now, another little tidbit of information about Season 7 to be aware of is that there have been continuous mod-related improvements to multiplayer and also some improvements to co-op. And so I encourage you guys to try a cross-platform co-op with your friends to get a little bit more of a feel of what the developers have changed and what they have updated. Now, when you first jump into the Tennessee map and you fire up your truck for the first time, I highly recommend going over here to the racetrack and taking a look at that for the first time. Not only do I recommend taking a look at it, but I recommend doing some laps. I mean, no matter what vehicle you're in, doing a couple of laps of the racetrack is one of the best ways to familiarize yourself with Tennessee for the very first time. And again, this multiplayer, or not even multiplayer, but this DLC package, this particular DLC season, is so multiplayer focused that I cannot say enough good things about the multiplayer component of it. I cannot say enough good things about how much fun it actually is in multiplayer. And as you can see, they have also adjusted the physics. They've adjusted the way the tires interact with the surface. Now, what have they actually done? Well, they've made the high-speed handling a lot better. Now, in order to make racing something that actually works well in a game, you have to have that ability to drive vehicles at high speed without them being too twitchy, without them being too overreactive. And what this update has basically done, and what it's addressed in the physics, is that it's actually taken the way the physics behave at high speeds and it's smoothed them out a bunch. It's kind of softened everything in terms of high-speed reactions from vehicles, and so high-speed inputs don't result in gigantic, snap adjustments from a truck or from a car. They more result in a smooth transition from one side to another. Now, obviously, that's going to greatly depend on what vehicle you're driving, but, oh, we got a wreck right there. Let's see if this thing stays flat. Yo, that's so sick! And as you can see right there, the Pacific didn't actually get any suspension damage from falling down from that jump. Now, granted, we had a really good landing. We didn't scrape the bumper or anything like that, But that's another thing that they've changed in this update, is that they have made it a lot harder to get suspension damage. Like, a lot harder to get suspension damage. And as you can see, in pit lane, there is also a repair station, as you would expect. Now, let's have a look at this area. Now, obviously, this map is huge. It's absolutely massive, and there is actually a watchtower right there across the way, but I want to say that that particular watchtower is blocked by a water crossing, I think. Now, making your way down here, there is actually a route across the river to where you can get your first to where you can find your first watchtower. And what I'll do, and I'll do this in default trucks so that you guys know that this is completely 100% doable, but what we'll do is we will actually grab, can we grab, is the Gore by 4 gonna be, wait, what? Oh, forgot about those. So a bit of an odd development happened regarding that Land Rover Dual Pack. So the update, as I record this video, the Season 7 update is out, and the Land Rovers are technically in-game, but when I go over to the Epic Store to buy them, they're not actually available to be bought. So y'all will be getting some driving impressions of the Land Rover pack a little bit later. Now, let's jump right back into the game itself. So the truck storage, let's actually go down to, could grab the crocodile, but we could also grab, let's see, I'm thinking that we might actually drive out there in the, not the Acteon, oh god, you know what? Fine, we'll do it in the, we'll take the Dawn. We will take the Dawn. You know why? Because absolute last resort. Now, let's see. All-wheel drive was on. Yeah, div lock only available in low. I figured it would only be available in low, but, like, something in the back of my mind was like, oh, cool, the Dawn, it probably has full-time div lock. No, not at all. Now, in terms of getting started in your Season 7 playthrough, one of the first things that I recommend doing is heading out to where you can find the very first watchtower, and it's not necessarily as bad of a river crossing as you might think. No, I've never done it in the Dawn 71 before, so I don't know if it's going to be maybe better or worse in that, but we'll see. Now, also, as we drive along, you can see that there have been changes made, once again, to the suspension damage in the way that if I just barrel myself over those rocks, it's not going to get a bunch of suspension damage. Now, in previous phases of the game, absolutely it would have. It would have absolutely caused shock damage, tire damage, wheel damage, all that kind of stuff. But here, that is not present at all. And let me see if I can pull myself out of the... Oh, easy. Thank you. I have to remember when I'm driving a default vehicle, I gotta drive as close to the tree line as possible because the tree line allows you to be able to save yourself if things go south. But if you drive away from the tree line and things go south, that is not good. You will not be in for a delightful treat whatsoever. Now let's make our way on down the... Whoa! Down that hill! Come on! Let's go! And then once we get down here to the bottom, let's... Yikes! Come on! Here we go. Let me make my way around the corner. Come on, go, 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 go! Yes! Come on! Alright, can you make it across? I'm gonna turn the lockers on just in case. It's not that I'm nervous or anything. I'm a little nervous, but it's fine. It's only because I'm driving the little Dawn 71. I mean, it's actually a lot more capable of a vehicle than you might think. I mean, this, and for as much crap as I give the Loaf is still pretty good. I've got to admit, once you fully upgrade one, it ain't bad. All right, let's see if we can make it over this tree. And like I said, if you try to cross this river almost anywhere else, it is not going to be a good time. Straight up, not going to be a good time at all. Whereas even in the little Dawn 71, we managed to cruise right across it with absolutely no issues at all. Now let's get a look at the map so you guys can see where I went. Literally, we left the garage, went around behind the pit stop, and then down this trail and across the river. Now, the watchtower is right there, and that's going to be the easiest watchtower to grab right off of the start. So let's crawl our way out of the mud, and then get up into the grass. We'll use the rocks to our advantage as well. Now, the rock traction has also been greatly improved in Season 7. So the default rocks actually interact with the vehicles in sort of a positive way now, to where they actually have a sizable amount of traction to use. So if you like doing rock crawling, but you can, say for example, only use a vanilla map, you can legitimately do that out here on Season 7. Now, as you can see over there, there's one of the checkpoint gates, one of the giant inflatable checkpoint gates that is used to help time the races. And right there is going to be our first watch point. Now, let me go ahead and demonstrate to you guys the rock traction here, the improved rock traction. So let me back up so I don't flip over. But in low plus, this thing just crawls its way right up, whereas before, that would have been basically dedicated slick rock. And dedicated slick rock is no fun. It's not really any fun at all, really, for anybody. Now, let's see if we can... Ooh, this is going to be a sketchy one. Come on. Little bit of wheeling here. Not anything too crazy, but... There you go. Locker's on. I love how it reaches a weird winch point right there. There's a fallen tree right there. Are you serious? It must not have a long enough winch for that. There we go, using the rocks for a little bit of traction. It kind of threw us sideways a bit, but that's fine. I'm not too worried about that, so long as we can make it to that first watchtower. And that is going to be the best way for you guys to start off out here on the Tennessee map. Now, if you have the option of using a more powerful truck right off the start, of course I would recommend it, but it's not completely necessary, and that's why I did this very first introduction in something that is A, completely vanilla in terms of a vehicle, and also something that's not over-the-top powerful. And I wish I could have done it in the Land Rovers, I really, really do, but apparently they pushed the update and didn't push the Land Rovers, at least early in the morning. So hopefully those will come very, very soon. Now, if you guys are on any platform at all, PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series S or X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, any of those platforms, please let me know what your initial impressions and experiences of Season 7 have been in the comment section down below, and we will be doing a ton more Season 7 coverage right here on the channel, and I really hope that this video helped you guys get started right off the bat and right in the beginning of your journey in Season 7. Now, this will reveal part of the racetrack. It will also reveal a scout fuel trailer. And if you make your way out here, you can also find a service hub as well as another watchtower, which will help you expand your operation into more areas of the map. Now, up here towards the top of the map, right here near this watchtower, there's actually like a factory, kind of like a materials production facility, but you need to do a couple of contracts or tasks to get it unlocked. And so I would recommend getting your watch points and then unlocking that production facility, and then from there, you have a really usable base to build on in terms of getting all of the operations done around the map, because usually what you'll do is you'll do a few building tasks and then you'll race, and then you'll do a few more building tasks and then you'll race. And that's going to be probably the best way to approach Season 7 in my opinion. But like I said, that is going to be your quick start guide for Season 7 right here in the beginning. And I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you enjoyed the video and you learned something from it, let me know in the comment section down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys next time. Talk to y'all later.